Ba-ba-ba-da-ba, Chicken Tales!
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Chicken Tales. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Sarah, and this is episode 10. Today we have a story from Eppie and Elliot, and one from Liam, plus a funny joke and a silly activity of the day. So curl on up with a stuffed animal friend and get ready to listen to some Chicken Tales. Our first story today is from Liam, and it's called The Volcano Hotel. Chapter 1. The Volcano. The man came to a volcano. Then he climbed the volcano and he reached the top. He went in, but it was not a volcano. It was a hotel. He went to his room and there was a work chair. The next day he went out of the hotel and went home. It was a long walk. It took days. Chapter 2. The Long Walk. It took him 10 days. He saw lots of camels and goats and birds. He was not even close to his home, but he was getting closer. Then he saw his friend and went over. He said, "My friend invited me to go with him." I said yes. His friend's house was in England, but he didn't have enough moolah or shelter. Chapter 3. The Journey. My friend had moolah, so we could get on the plane. I had never been so high up. I got to sit with my friend. We finally got to his house, and it looked really good. We went into his home, and it looked like a miracle. The next day, he built a dock, and then dug up part of his land and filled it with water. And people, it was so good. Even Buddy had fun. Chapter 4. Exciting Money. Buddy gave me money. Everyone gave me some, and all that was left was my friend. We played games, football, and then my friend had to go. I waved goodbye. Chapter 5. Buy Another Home. He left home the next day. He went back to Virginia and bought a house there. He had fun. The end. Thank you, Liam. What a fabulous story. I had no idea that you could fit a hotel in a volcano, and I need to know more. What did the hotel look like? Was it really warm? I liked your description of the journey. That person walked a really long time, but how nice it was that he ran across his friend and they got to go to England. And built a pond? Wow, that's incredible. No wonder Buddy had fun. I was so inspired by your volcano hotel that I researched other interesting hotels around the world. Did you know that in Bolivia there's a hotel made entirely out of salt? And in the Maldives, there's a hotel where you can stay in an underwater villa. It's 16 feet underwater. The walls are glass, so you can see all the fish and sea creatures going by. And in Sweden, there's a hotel named Ice Hotel. Can you guess what it's made out of? Did you say ice? You're right. Everything is made out of huge blocks of ice, and you sleep in a really warm sleeping bag. I also found treehouse hotels and hotels made out of old planes and ships. And now it's time for Joke of the Day.
What's blue and smells like red paint? Blue paint!
Our second story is from Eppie and Elliot, and it's called The Bumblebee Trouble. Once upon a time, there were two bumblebees who were brother and sister. And the brother was a little bit older than the sister. He was 5 years old. One day, they had a terrible fight. The bee brother told the sister to go away and leave him alone. Then the little sister went to the beach and cried and cried. At the beach, a few swans noticed her crying and wanted to cheer her up, so they made her a swan dress. The bumblebee sister got into the water in her swan dress and totally transformed into a swan. After she turned into the swan, she flew away with the other swans. The bumblebee brother was all alone and felt so badly about the fight he had had with his sister. Their little sister and brother wanted to help, so they found the swan sister and brought her home to her bumblebee brother. They forgave each other and lived happily ever after. The end. Oh man, Eppie and Elliot, that was a good story. but it was so sad in the beginning. I'm really glad that the littlest brother and sister helped their bigger siblings come back together and forgive each other. That's really important, that we should try to be friends with our brothers and sisters after we argue. I would love to see a picture of a bumblebee and a swan hanging out. Thank you for sending your story in. Next up, the silly activity of the day. Today's silly activity, we are going on a wildlife safari. Pretend to be an explorer in your bedroom or somewhere else in your home. All of your stuffed animals can be rare and exotic animals. Pretend you are narrating a nature documentary as you discuss the wild and dangerous creatures you have. Perhaps you have a stately elephant making its way across the bed grasslands, or a wild bunny hopping fiercely across the meadow of your bedroom, or maybe you have a brightly colored parrot hiding in the canopy of trees in your kitchen. Add some excitement when your teddy bear and stuffed puppy compete for the same watering grounds. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Remember, the next time you're surfing big waves with a friendly chicken, ask it to tell you a story. And if it doesn't have one, you can write your own and send it in to us at chickentailspod@gmail.com. Or send us some art. Okay, friends. Bye-bye.
Ba-ba-ba-da-ba, chicken tails!